I'm Jessica Pirro, here with your traffic report. If you are on the 101 northbound towards Santa Barbara, traffic is slowing near Montecito due to a two-car accident in the right-hand lane. No one involved in the accident has sustained any injuries. Ventura County residents are to be advised that the Thomas Fire is still burning. So far, the fire has burned 115,000 acres and destroyed 439 buildings. Looks like Super Bowl hopes are over for Eagles fans as Carson Wentz just possibly tore his ACL last night against the Los Angeles Rams. It's the battle of the sophomore quarterbacks. Carson Wentz, Jared Goff, Dak Prescott, Cody Kessler, Paxton Lynch, and Jacoby Brissett are all part of this sophomore class. At the 2017 CMA Awards, Carrie Underwood paid tribute to all of the country music fans who lost their lives at Route 91 in Las Vegas. Underwood sang the hymn softly and tenderly. Underwood's performance brought her and her peers to tears. Another thing that makes these quarterbacks dangerous is how versatile they are. Jared Goff's probably the least versatile. You can count on him to stay in the pocket and throw, only run when necessary. Carson Wentz doesn't really have the build that you would think would be able to run, but so far in this 2017 season, he's got more yards than Dak Prescott rushing. Wentz is this big guy who's hard to tackle. He's a lot like Ben Roethlisberger when it comes to taking him down. But Dak Prescott is very explosive. He's very fast as well. When it comes to him and Ezekiel Elliott in the same backfield, the defenses don't know who's going to be running. What quarterback has been the most consistent in the past 2 seasons? Probably Carson Wentz. I mean, he did have the most interceptions, but he did play in all 16 games, as well as Dak Prescott. But Dak Prescott's receivers were catching the balls. Wentz's receivers, they had the most drop balls in the entire NFL. So you can't really blame him for a lot of his interceptions. They were tipped. He did have some interceptions that were rookie mistakes, but this season, he's really turned it around and proven to be a very consistent player. Dak Prescott has really been struggling. Once the defenses get pressure on him, he makes mistakes just like any other quarterback does. Jared Goff this season has proven to be very consistent as well. But last season, with a weak offensive line, he just really was struggling. I think that Carson Wentz in the past 2 seasons, what you've seen out of him has been consistency. I'm Jessica Pirro. The Liberty women's soccer team finished their season with a 2-0 win over UNC Asheville Saturday. Liberty sophomore Gabrielle Farrell scored in the 83rd minute of the match. The second goal came from senior Isabella Habuda in the 87th minute. Head coach Lang Wiedemeyer said that it has been a tough season for the Flames to find consistency, but he believes that the girls have learned a lot from it. The Lady Flames will play in their first game of the Big South Tournament Friday at 5:30. The men's team also recorded a win this week against Marshall. Pepe Segarra scored a goal in the final minute of the match, giving the Flames a 1-0 victory. Liberty's goalkeeper James Noble made a big save in the 85th minute, stopping a free kick from just outside the 18-yard box. Noble finished the game with 3 saves. The men's team travels to High Point University to resume conference play. The women's volleyball team rallied against Charleston Southern to get a 3-1 victory. After losing the first set, the Lady Flames came back and won 3 straight to clinch their 3rd straight win. Sophomore Casey Goodwin led the team with 19 kills, followed by freshman Jenna Cullen, who had 15. Junior Margaret Latchford recorded 26 digs, putting her over the 1,200 career dig plateau. Liberty's football team endured a 56-39 loss against Monmouth University on Saturday. Liberty's quarterback Stephen Calvert passed for over 400 yards and had 5 touchdowns. Antonio Gandy Golden had 9 receptions and 2 touchdowns. Redshirt sophomore Ryan Davis led the team with 9 tackles. The Flames will travel to Garner-Webb on Saturday, hoping to break a 4-game losing streak. The men's basketball team plays in a hurricane relief exhibition October 26th at VCU.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Jessica Pirro. Case Keenum and the Minnesota Vikings held on to beat third division rivals the Detroit Lions 30-23. Keenum threw for 282 yards, 2 touchdowns, and had 1 rushing touchdown. Matt Stafford also had an impressive performance for Detroit, throwing for 250 yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception. Stafford and the Lions almost pulled off a 17-point comeback, but the Vikings defense held them off. Phillip Rivers and the Los Angeles Chargers dominated Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys in the second Thanksgiving game 28-6. Rivers threw for 484 yards and 3 touchdowns. Keenan Allen led the team in receiving with 11 catches for 172 yards and 1 touchdown. Prescott threw for 179 yards, but he also had 2 interceptions. The Washington Redskins pulled off another divisional win against the New York Giants in their Thanksgiving Day matchup. Kirk Cousins threw for 242 yards and 2 touchdowns. Eli Manning threw for 113 yards. The final score was 20-10. The Redskins improved their record to 5-6. Speaking of the NFC East, Carson Wentz keeps himself in the running for this year's MVP with a 24-3 win over the Chicago Bears. Wentz threw for 227 yards and 3 touchdowns. Tight end Zach Ertz had 103 yards and 1 touchdown. The Eagles improved their record to 10-1, and they have the best record in the NFL. The Liberty men's basketball team won their 3rd straight game with a 75-55 victory over Howard Monday night. Sophomore Georgie Pacheco-Ortiz led the team with 17 points, followed by redshirt sophomore Caleb Holmesley with 15. The Flames look to continue their winning streak Saturday versus UNC Greensboro. Kelsey Ballerini just dropped her new album Unapologetically, and I've gotta say she's really outdone herself. Up next, we have her new single, I Hate Love Songs. That was Kelsey's new single, I Hate Love Songs, even though it sounded a whole lot like a love song to me. Speaking of hating love songs, Luke Combs' new single, When It Rains It Pours, will really make you rethink getting back together with your ex. That was When It Rains It Pours by Luke Combs. If the song wasn't about breaking up, you would think it was about Lynchburg's weather. Today's forecast is heavy showers throughout the day. Try and stay dry, and remember to drive safe.